Folks, today I would like to talk to you about the Turiya State and how to be there. Before I start talking about this Turiya State, what it is and so on, I have to mention some of the false teachings of Turiya State. Some people say, just chant Om, then you'll be in Turiya State. Some people, they say, it is a conscious state. It's beyond waking, dreaming, deep sleep state, and it is pure conscious state. Then if you ask them, what is conscious state? They will probably say, that is state of Brahman. What is Brahman? That is ultimate. Have you realized, are you the Brahman? Have you reached that state before you teach? Have you experienced the Turiya state before you teach? If you ask them, none of the people who are teaching about Turiya state can answer that question saying yes. These are all false teachings. Some people will say it is pre-conscious state. I even saw a YouTube video of webinar, 15-20 people in a webinar joining together and trying to figure out what is Turiya state. Some people say it is said in Mandukya Upanishad, Manduk, Man means mind, Duk means sorrowfulness. So being beyond mind and the state of Duk, that is sorrow, beyond sorrow, is what is called Turiya state. They're all junk teachings. Let me tell you what it is, because I have reached that state. And I'll tell you how I reached that. And I briefly tell you what it is how that state, experiencing that state is. You all know that three states. Everybody is talking about waking state, dreaming state, deep sleep state. I read all those things, not Mandukya Upanishad and so on, all these teachings when I was 31 years old. I've been reading it for quite some time at that time. Not all those Turiya state and so on. I didn't even know at that time what was an Upanishad. Then they will say, you are not fit to be experiencing Turiya state. I'm saying it is exactly one who has no knowledge of any of these teachings, who has rejected, who has renounced all this teaching, will experience that state of Turia. I was in that state, in a dark room, rejecting everything that I learnt about God. Then I said, if there is anything called God, that could come and teach me what is all about it. Several days passed, nothing happened. One day, I was meditating in the sense, sitting there in dark room, asking the same question, steadfastly. If there is God, that should come and teach me what it is all about. Then one day, there was total coldness. It was so cold at the top of my head. It is extremely cold. then I was in deep sleep probably, because I don't know myself. This is what some of you call samadhi, but I don't call that a samadhi. I was not aware of myself. And suddenly, something extremely powerful rotation took place at the top of my head. Extremely powerful rotation. Most of the people, if that happens, will be scared and will come out of that state. There was no fear in me. I was not even given time. And suddenly, something opened at the top of my head. From outside, golden light entered into my top of my head. At that time, I didn't even know that it was seventh chakra. I never read of any of those things. I'm still a scientist. At that time, I was a professor of computer science. At that time, I was doing my PhD. I was a professor, assistant professor, in one of the very famous institute, IIT, in India. I was married. My first child is about to be born. At that time, that golden light entered into my body and cleaned the whole thing. At that time, there was tremendous amount of joy. Tremendous amount of joy. From then afterwards, everything came to me without asking, and through several experiences in which I learned being myself in the state of creation. I talked about all those things in my spiritual videos. The state of I amness beyond, that is after opening of the seventh chakra or seventh seal, as is mentioned in the Bible, is Turiya State. That is the fourth state. That's not the end of it. There is state beyond that. Somebody asked, the audience asked, what is Turiya State? They will always quote Mandukya Upanishad or Adi Shankaracharya or somebody, some Vedas. All these guys have been taught from books by those who are read and again be taught by somebody else. None of them has reached the state of Turia. Normally, when you go to sleep, beyond deep sleep, in the morning you wake up, you come down again to the two other states, waking state and dream state. But to reach in the Turia state, that rotation, tremendous amount of strong rotation at the top of head has to happen. Then that opening of the seventh chakra happens. Then you are in that state beyond the three normal states. That is the gate. Seventh chakra is the gate of the kingdom of God and the God of the waking consciousness, dream consciousness, and deep sleep consciousness. Samadhi is nothing but consciously entering into deep sleep. That's all it is. It is not a divine state. You are still in the mind. You are merging with your own mind. That's all Samadhi is. When that happens, the seventh chakra is totally blocked by your mind, which yogis can see as dark cloud. And if you try to by any means open the seventh chakra, is there anybody in the world right now who by doing yogic exercises open their seventh chakra? If they open the seventh chakra, they will die. That's because that's how the consciousness that is you leave this body, cannot come back. Because you are trying to open the so-called Kundalini Shakti from bottom up and then it opens. Now what I'm talking about in my experience is that seventh chakra opens and the golden light enters from the outside, from the top inside my body. That is exactly what in India, and at least in South India, when they do Abhishek for Kartikeya or Muruga and Shiva, they pour the three liquids. Kumkum, that is red liquid, and Chandan liquid, which is the golden yellow liquid, and the white one, milk. These are the three divine jyotis which is beyond the seventh chakra. And that's the kingdom of God. Those three divine lights came from me. It was created on me by something, some energy which separated from me, which it called itself as a walk, which I didn't learn, I didn't understand what it was at that time. Later I learned that it is one of the three Devis of Hindu religion, Saraswati, the white one. That's the one which created three eyes in me. The red eye, the white eye, and the center one. And I looked through those three eyes, the three divine lights came out. The red light, red jyoti, the sea of redness, the sea of golden light, and the sea of white light. This is what Hindus call as the three murtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. I experienced that as myself. After all these things, I'm talking about the Turiya State. Turiya State is the gate to what is called Kingdom of God. At that there, you will not worship anything. You are that one that I am, which is everywhere. And there is a gate beyond that. When all the creation, all the three divine lights are destroyed. By the way, those three divine lights underlie the humanity, the world that you see with your body and mind. I don't have time to talk about that in this video. I've talked about it in my spiritual experience videos. When the whole creation is destroyed, there is a gate. And that is where the total darkness is. That is one world. The state of the three divine lights is the second world. And the one which a normal human beings experience is the third world. This is what is called Tribhuram, Tribhura Sundari. It seems one of the people who was teaching, one of the Swamijis who was authentically teaching what is Turiya State. This is a Tribhura state. It's beyond Tribhura Tribhara Sundari, as told by Adi Shankaracharya in Saundara Lahari. Three Purams are this world is one, and the kingdom of God, the world of three divine lights, the second one, and the one beyond that, when the whole creation is destroyed, that's a three. The one which is the one Shakti, the one energy which is in all the three states, is what is called Tribhara Sundari. Has anyone told you that the three eyes of Shiva are not two human eyes plus the one in the center? It is not that. The three eyes are, one is the red eye, another one is the white eye, fully white, without any pupil inside. And the red one, again, there is no pupil inside. It's just totally red. And the center one is here. And that's out of which golden light comes when this creation starts. Creation of this world starts. You see statues of Shiva, the two human eyes plus this one. That's all. People have read, imagined, and they're teaching. All these are junky, false teachings. All these teachings will be totally destroyed in the coming catastrophic event, what Bible calls the end time, what Hindus call the end of Kali Yuga, when the so-called Satya Yuga will be born. I don't call that Satya Yuga, it's a Yuga of unconditional love. That will happen in your lifetime, some of your lifetimes. At that time, all these teachings will be totally destroyed. False teachings. Folks, Turiya State cannot be preached unless you are in that Turiya State. Unless you are that I am, that Moses was told, I am that I am, when he received the 10 Commandments. All these people can only read, imagine, and teach what is God, what is Brahman, what is Turiya State, what is Vishnu. If they want to teach about Vaishnava to Vaishnava audience, they will do this now, the three ones. And then if the audience is Saivites, Shiva audience, they will put the three Trinir, that is what they, I don't remember what they call it in English, the white one, and then teach. And before the Christian audience, they'll be totally different. They will teach Bible. Before the audience of J. Krishnamurti, they will say he is an Advaita specialist. These are all opportunities. All these people will be destroyed. They will cry at the end of, at the beginning of this end of this world. They will cry and worship. How many years the people have been teaching, chanting Om, 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 Om? As I said, somebody said, teaching, all that you need is chant Om. What is Om? How many years you have been teaching and chanting Om? Have you reached that state of Turia? Why not? Because all these things are false teachings. Turiya State can be taught to only the one who reached that state. Everybody should shut up. Stop teaching, because you are misguiding people. I'm sure that most of the people who will be watching this video will stop the video and go away, because what I'm saying does not agree with your Hindu scriptures, your Swamijis, or your Vedas. Vedas cannot be taught, it has to be experienced. Once you experience the beyond the Turiya state and beyond, whatever you teach is Vedas. All the Vedas have been corrupted. They will quote Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. That's all they can do. Or Upanishads, Adi Shankaracharya. Folks, that's what I want to talk to you today. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I feel very sad of the state of this world. Looks like it has been said in somewhere where the Vyas said, his mythological character Lord Krishna said, during Kali Yuga, all false teachings will prevail. And that's what is happening now. I'm sure most of you will go away, close this video and go away, because what I'm telling you does not agree with what you have been taught. You learn only when something new is being told to you. That is what is new. If you have been told the same thing repeatedly again and again to please you, to agree with you, and to make you agree with that person, teacher, you won't learn anything. You are just affirming, you are getting affirmation from somebody else of what you already know. Turiya state cannot be known, cannot be imagined. It is beyond the mind. It can be you can reach that state only by an energy which is beyond mind. In the previous video, I talked about some of the things, but I didn't talk about specifically Turiya state. I'm sure most other people haven't read it, except maybe one or two. And you will not read it for quite some time. Till the end is upon you. End of this world is upon you. Then you will search. You will not get it. Let me repeat. Change. Drop all your false teaching, all your divisions. Otherwise you will be changed, forced to change in the coming days. If you are still resisting, you will be removed from this consciousness. You will be removed from this world. In other words, death will happen to you. I will not do anything as a human being, as in this body. The divine energies will do this. So wake up. Learn the true teaching, what God is. God never can be taught. It can only be experienced. You are being taught about God by those who have never reached that state. That is the problem now. That's why there are so many gods, so many descriptions of Turiya state. All these things will end one day, abruptly. Folks, that's what I want to talk to you. If you have any question, challenge me. Ask me questions. Just don't close the video and go away. I'm not saying this in order to get any fame. I don't have any organization. I don't have any bhaktas. I don't teach for money. I don't beg for money. I'm telling you the truth. The truth is a catastrophic end time is coming to destroy all these false teachings and usher in the era of unconditional love. Love that you have never known. You can never know about it. It's beyond human mind. If you have any question, please give me a comment. I'll answer your questions. Talk to you soon, folks.